Yo, what's up my dudes? Welcome to the video. Today I want to go over some simple box fighting techniques, and not necessarily even techniques, but mechanics that you should be using as a controller player. We're not going to get into anything too advanced today. I'm going to try and make an advanced box fighting technique video in the future. Basically, I wanted to go over some simple things, just little tiny things you can change on controller you might or may be aware of, but it can make you a lot faster. We're also going to go over some things that will improve your aim in box fights and just overall how you can set up your controller to maximize your efficiency and dominate those players in those box fights, man, because there's nothing worse than when you're fighting somebody in pubs and they just stop and sit in a box all day long and you just seem to not be able to get at them. Doesn't matter your ping. These techniques should be useful and effective for you no matter what your ping is. If you find it helpful, feel free to drop a like. Appreciate it very much. So the very first tip I want to talk about is what you should actually have equipped when you're box fighting, whether it's your shotgun, your builds, or your traps. There's something very, very important that happens on controller, and that's just basically got to do with toggling through your options. When you're playing on controller, we don't have instant keybinds like keyboard and mouse. You can't just click on one button, have your shotgun out, or a specific wall, or ramp, or even trap. On controller, when you make an edit, it's whatever you had last equipped comes back out, right? So if I make an edit and I go for a shotgun shot, my shotgun's out. But if I have my builds out and I make an edit, well, now my builds are out, and I got to swap to my shotgun before I can make that shot, right? Now, this applies somewhat on keyboard and mouse as well, and you'll see top keyboard and mouse players using this technique, but it really is even more important on controller for that reason. This even applies to traps. Let me just demonstrate this really quick. Have you ever seen Cypher PK dropping traps, and it seems like it's at lightning speed, and it's just like an unattainable speed for you? Try equipping your traps first. You can actually select your trap menu before you're actually hitting the traps, and you can grab edits in your trap menu, right? So, hit that edit, and then you can lay the trap right away. So let me just do that full speed while I'm not explaining it, so I can show you guys how fast you can actually do this. Right? Your trap gets out right away. If I have my shotgun out and I want to do the exact same play, I want to hit a down arch edit and then lay a trap. Look how much slower that was. It's insane. Now with my trap out, like lightning fast. That is how you can match that incredible speed of like high level keyboard and mouse players for how fast they can drop traps, is just by having it pre-equipped before you go to hit that edit. So the same can apply if somebody's out on like a ramp trying to get you while you're in the box. You can pre-equip your trap, make the edit, and then lay it instantly. And again, that just happens so much faster if you go through the process of pre-selecting it. So you should basically be getting used to doing edits with all different types of things equipped, either your shotgun, your builds, or your traps, because they all have individual benefits. If you're going to edit on somebody in a box, it's really, really important for you to actually make a decision on what you're going to do next before you make that edit. If you plan on shooting immediately after making the edit and you think that's advantageous to do so, then you should make the edit with your shotgun out. But if you feel like you're going to need to make another play when you open that wall up, it's best to do it with your builds out. And by make another play, I mean drop either a pyramid or a ramp inside. And again, I've talked about this in a previous video, but I think it's so important to do, because when you make that edit with your builds pre-equipped, you can immediately drop those builds inside. Again, if I try to drop a pyramid with my shotgun out and I go to make that edit, I have the toggle on my controller to my builds and then lay the pyramid down. And that introduces just the ever smallest bit of delay, but that delay can be the difference in you getting absolutely bopped or you, in turn, doing the mop. And that's really, really important. Again, if somebody's in a box, you can do like a ramp play on them. You know, you can go in and go bop, or you can just edit and drop a pyramid to keep them from building a ramp to protect themselves. You might do something funky like this, right? But it gives you a lot more options and it works way better. The other thing about choosing whether to use your build binds or your shotgun when you're going to do an edit is also pretty huge as well. When you actually have your builds equipped, the grid actually kind of operates a little bit differently. And so what it allows you to do is if you're trying to edit a wall from deep, say you have like this wall here stolen, there's a guy in that box, you build yourself some cover right here to go for like a shot on him. You can actually, if you don't have your builds equipped, I can't, as you can see right now, I can't actually reach this wall. I can reach this wall here, but I can't reach that wall there. But if I take my builds out I can actually edit it all the way from back here. So that allows me to make an edit, open it up, and then use a right side peek to get an angle from deep. Same thing actually applies for resetting as well. If I'm this deep, again, I can't grab that wall to reset it, but I can grab it with my build binds. So if I want to make this edit from deep, I can just go like, oh, little window, up, bop, and then grab it like that. And again, it's really, really important to know this because this basically allows you to get a longer range and do things faster. And that's huge, man. When box fights are all about milliseconds, most players in this game are pretty great right now. Everybody's kind of learned how to do it. They're all pretty confident and they can make shots from deep. If you can get shots in fast and then close that wall up fast, that's really, really important in making sure that you win fights without taking any damage or as little damage as possible. However, you can run into a lot of trouble when you have to go and make edits on multiple pieces at one time doing this technique. So say, just like, hypothetically, I want to reset all 3 of these pieces as fast as possible. And I have my shotgun out. I can just do it basically as fast as I can do triple edits. I can reset this piece, right? I might not be Raider 464, but it's okay. But if I go to do this with my build binds out, again, because my game is trying to prioritize whichever piece I have out, and it's trying to prioritize the wall, it's just trying to grab the wall, right? The game just thinks I'm trying to grab my wall. Even though I'm looking right at the ramp, it's trying to grab this wall to, like, do a pre-edit, basically. And if I have the walls pre-built, again, it's just going to try to grab the walls to do edits on them. It's trying to grab a wall up here. So that's something you got to watch out for. Even though if you're trying to do, like, box fights, it's great to grab a wall like this. If you're trying to do, like, just straight up, like, a floor reset, you're much better off putting your shotgun away. Or, sorry, putting your build binds away. Taking out either a weapon or your pickaxe. This will also work great on as well. There's also one big setting that I think you should definitely change if you have it on, if you're trying to improve both your editing speed and also improve your aim and how good you can clean up in box fights. And that is the confirm edit on release button. Now, I think you should have that off, and I'll demonstrate it right now by keeping it on. So what this does, right, is that when you make an edit, all you have to do is release the R2 button and it confirms for you. The problem is that when you have to go and reset an edit, you still have to manually confirm that edit. So I don't actually think it's really going to make your editing all that much faster. The other problem is if you're box fighting on somebody, lining up crosshair placement before you take a shot is massive on controller. Keyboard and mouse players, it's a lot easier for them to make flicks. But as a controller player, you're much better off if you can actually be on the target before you go to make your shot, right? So, like, say there's a guy in this box. If I'm going to go around the corner, I'm going to line up to be where his head is. But if I'm trying to edit into his box, say I make an edit and I lay a ramp inside, and I have confirmed edit on release on, and I'm trying to get at his, if I'm trying to, like, make an edit, and I'm down here, and then I'm going to try to pre-line at his dome, if I come, like, back across, now I've kind of goofed my edit up, right? That's the problem. If I'm trying to, like, edit in, and then I'm trying to line up on his dome ski right there, well, now I've just made an edit that I didn't intentionally try to make. But say if I turn off pre-edit on, and I make an edit like this, and the guy's in the back right corner, I can make that edit, pre-line up, and I'm good to go. It's just something to think about. I personally believe that it makes a huge difference. Like, say I got a guy up on top of this ramp inside this box, I can make this edit, and then I can really get perfectly lined up. Say he's, like, retreated to the back right corner, I can get perfectly lined up, so that I just have to step out and make that shot. And pre-lining up your shots in general is huge on controller. It can make a massive difference. And again, we are playing with two tiny joysticks. So if you can minimize the amount of flicking and the amount of movement you had to make, you're much more likely to be accurate when playing on controller. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, drop a like and you can sub for more tips and tricks. I do plan on dropping a more advanced guide video for how to box fight. So if you guys do want to see that, drop a comment down below letting me know what you guys would like to see me go over. Quick plug, if you guys do want to support me, you can use code Upshall in the Fortnite item shop. Goes a long way to help me out. And I'll show you guys my legacy settings here real quick. Also, here are my controller binds. And if you guys do want to see me go over it in more detail and why I make the choices I do with my settings, there's a link down in the description below. Appreciate you.